Welcome back to Coast Sports. My name is Levi, and today we are talking basketball. Team USA against Team Serbia. Yesterday, this game was intense. It was fiery, and Steph Curry was the man on a mission. Steph and Joel Embiid were the reason why Team USA won this game. It was very, very close. And Nikola Jokic did everything in his power. And I mean when I say everything, he did everything in his power to carry Team Serbia to the win. But he was unable to get the job done. Steph Curry did it all. He dazzled on the biggest stage, the Olympics. In the semifinals, not an easy game. Team USA, they may have thought they were going to win. I'm sure they did. They had beaten Serbia the past 2 times, but both of those games have been close. And Serbia came out really, really strong. They led 17. They led by 17 in the second quarter. At half, they led by 11. Entering the fourth quarter, Serbia led by 13 points. But Steph Curry, he was the leader. He scores 36. One of the very few Team USA players of all time to drop 30 in a game. According to Brad Botkin of CBS Sports, this was the biggest shot of Curry's career. It may have been. Steph has not had a good Olympic tournament. What he did was hit 9 3-pointers. He was vintage Steph Curry. And late in the fourth quarter, with the United States down by 1, Steph Curry hit a 3-pointer to give us a 2-point lead. United States never looked back. They win the game 95-91. Second highest single game Olympic performance in U.S. men's basketball history. Only Carmelo Anthony, who scored 37 in 2012. That was in an 83-point win over Nigeria. This was a 4-point win. Very different story. Maybe the most important individual performance in U.S. men's Olympic history, writes Brad Botkin of CBS Sports. Joel Embiid also had a fantastic game. It was MVP versus MVP, as Embiid was stacked up against Nikola Jokic. And yes, Jokic is better. Jokic is the better player, the more dominant player, but Joel Embiid did what needed to be done, especially late in the game. He handled Jokic. He drops 19, including 7. He went on a run of 7 in the fourth quarter when they needed him most. Anthony Davis did not have a great game. Bam Adebayo did not have a great game. Even Kevin Durant didn't have a great game. Devin Booker, I thought he looked really good off the bench. And I thought that LeBron played well. I don't know. It was a really tight game. Nikola Jokic is still the MVP of that game. I mean, the way that he and credit to Bojan Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic is a guy who is in the NBA. He's about as average of a player as it gets. And the world stage, he's really earning his money over for Team Serbia. What a performance for him. You have to think Serbia is now the favorites to win a bronze medal. And now Team USA will take on the home country of France in the finals. This was the Steph Curry game. This was the Steph Curry and Joel Embiid game. And this was a massive performance for Team USA. And it sets up a very exciting circumstance. Joel Embiid, he could have played for France. He has French citizenship. But he is playing for Team USA as he hopes to win that Olympic gold medal. This is a really, really good Team USA. They should have won. I mean, look, I said this to my brother. 9 times out of 10, Team USA beats Team Serbia. But yesterday was almost the one time that Team Serbia would have won that game. It's really close. I love international basketball. They actually play defense. It's not just a scoring fest like it is in the NBA. I love it. I love it. I'm all here for it. Olympic basketball has really delivered this year. This has been a really exciting Olympics. So I'm all here for it. Go Team USA. Here we go. In their home country, Team France gets the job done. They defeat Team Germany 73-69. Germany made a late push, but it was Team France who led the way. Victor Wembanyama, really, really exciting player. And he is loving this thing for his home country. They're going to have a chance to take on Team USA. They do have the home court advantage. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be close. Of course, there is the Joel Embiid factor. A guy who could have played for Team France. We'll see how he plays against his second country. But I think USA is the favorites, but France, kudos to them. They played really well, and I think at this point we're beginning to see France is probably right there with Serbia as the next best country besides Team USA for basketball, which is pretty exciting for them. Gerson Yabusel, I think I'm saying that right. He scored 17. Isaiah Cordonier added 16. Wembanyama only with 11. But he still plays very well. 7 rebounds for Wembanyama. And he is, of course, the leader of this team. I mean, wouldn't it be dynamic if he could just show up and defeat Team USA? It would be crazy. Dennis Schroeder of the NBA, he led Germany's with 18 points. Franz Wagner added 10 points, 8 rebounds. The Germans have had an incredible run. They won last year's World Cup. They'd won 12 consecutive games in international play. Tony Parker on the sidelines for Team France. Dirk Nowitzki on the sidelines for Team Germany. France led Germany 38-25 at the half and led by 6 going into the fourth. Germany went on a nice little run at the end. Dennis Schroeder and Frank Nitlinka cut the deficit 70-68, so it was a 2-point lead. Nicholas Batum missing a 3-point attempt. Wembanyama missed a free throw. He made the second free throw to make it a 3-point game. They fouled Dennis Schroeder, who made only one of his 2 shots. And in the end, France makes the final shot. France wins by 4. Really good game. It was exciting. It was an exciting finish. And I love these. Olympic basketball has delivered this year. And I love international basketball. It's so much more a pure version of the game, I think, than the NBA. It's just all a bunch of scoring. All they do is score. Nobody's playing defense. In the international games, there's actually something to play for. I love that there is something to play for. I love that Team USA came to play this year as well. I love that everybody is really putting in the effort. And you can't play like they do in the NBA. You have to adjust to international style basketball. You have to play big defense. It's a scrappier game. There's less penalties. There's less foul calls. It's a much more physical version of the game. It's a lot more like 1980s, 1970s basketball than it is 2024 NBA. But that's what I love about the Olympic basketball. I love it. I'm all here for it. Of course, I'm rooting for Team USA, but I'm really proud of France, their home country. Good for them. All right, let's talk some track and field. You know we have to talk about it. Leslie Tebogo out of Botswana. One of the crazy stories out of this Olympics. Leslie Tebogo, he's a really good athlete. So it's not that it was an unprecedented win. Because we knew he was going to be a contender. He's 21 years old. He's been being compared to Usain Bolt. He beat Noah Lyles in the semifinals in the 200 meter. And he comes out and he wins the finals in the 200 meter. 21 years old, out of Kanye, Botswana. Village in the southern portion of the country. He moved to Gaborone in 7th grade. That's the capital of Botswana. He is the first Olympic gold medal winner from Botswana. And he is the first runner from Africa to win the 200-meter final at the Olympic Games. That is pretty cool. So he's representing his country. By the way, you can't see it. I want to find a better picture of this because his uniform is so cool. Can we find it? Here we go. The uniform has got this cheetah on it, and I love it because that is who he is. He is the fastest man alive. I mean, you could say Noah Lyles is also the fastest because he won the 100 meter. It's fitting that the fastest man alive has a cheetah on his jersey. Kudos to Botswana. Really nice. I love that. It looks so clean. I love that. And the first ever African to win the 200 meter. I did not know that. Now, there have been Africans who won the 100 meter finals. Never the 200 meter, though. So that's kind of cool. Good for him. In 2023, he was the first African to win a medal in the 100 meter at the World Championships. He says Africans can be sprinters too. It's a sport that's kind of been dominated by U.S. athletes, British athletes, and Caribbean athletes. Jamaica has been very good at sprinting in the past, but Tebogo, Africans can be sprinters too. Good for him. Leslie Tebogo. Fun story, though, about him. He was running for his mother. So his mom, Sarah Tiwa, She died in May. Tebogo says he is dedicating his gold medal to her. He held up his shoe after the race. It was a pretty cool moment, very touching moment. His mom's birthday was written on the shoe, and he held it up to the camera, and he was very emotional, but it was really sweet. It was really touching, and I'm really proud of the guy. So he was running for family, he was running for his mom, and running for his country, and he got the job done. Leslie Tebogo, how about that? Kenny Bednarek, Kung Fu Kenny Bednarek, he took the silver. Noah Lyles, who was the favorite, he took the bronze. And Noah Lyles, it comes out later on that he actually had COVID, which is, an excuse to some point. But it's tough news. He had to drop out of the 100 meter, in the 4x100 meters dash, unfortunately for him. Which Team USA is still the favorite to win, I think, although they have had some baton trouble in the past. We'll see how they do there. But yeah, congratulations to Leslie Tebogo. It was funny, actually. He came out, they did an interview, and they asked him, do you think you're the face of athletics? And he said, it was really funny. And I love Noah Lyles, but I have to agree with Tebogo here a little bit, because his comment was, look, I don't think that I can't be the face of athletics because I'm not arrogant and loud. So he says Noah Lyles is the face of athletics because he's arrogant and loud. I mean, he is. Noah Lyles is very arrogant. He's very loud. He makes a scene. He's a showman, and he is a bit of a showboater. Tebogo wants to be the humble sidekick, I guess, and that's fine for me. He's a nice guy. He's a humble guy. He's a humble champion, and he is an Olympic champion. Leslie Tebogo. And shout out to Noah Lyles for running it with COVID and still taking a bronze medal. Good job to him, Noah Lyles there. He'll be back. I'm sure they'll both be back. Kenny Bednarek, I'm not sure if he'll be back. He ran a fantastic race as well, enough to grab the silver. So congratulations to all of the men in the 400 meter. All right, staying on the track, let's talk some Sidney McLaughlin. Sidney McLaughlin-Levrone setting a new world record, breaking her own world record, 50.37 on the women's 400 meter hurdles. McLaughlin-Levrone is a track superstar. The question was McLaughlin versus the Netherlands' Femke Bol. Really, really exciting race. Femke Bol has beaten her in the world stage before, but Sidney McLaughlin, she is the stud. She is Team USA's top female hurdler. And she did set that new world record. It was a great moment, a great sight to be seen, and she was way out in front. Femke Bol, who we were told Femke Bol was going to be the big competitor. Bol won the World Championship gold last year. However, with the caveat, McLaughlin didn't compete in the World Championships last year. During the qualifying in this summer, McLaughlin lowered the world record. And then Bol became just the second woman to ever crack 51 seconds. So yeah, it was a rivalry, you could say. And so this would be the first time in over 2 years that they had faced off, though. McLaughlin wanted it clearly. Bol was right there with her for the first about 200, 300 meters, but by the last 100 meters, McLaughlin was way out in front. It was easy. And Bol ends up taking the bronze because it was American Anna Cockrell who finished in second. Bol at 52.15 did not run her best race. She has cracked 51, but she ends up with a 52.15. So Femke Bol in the bronze. McLaughlin ran faster on Thursday night than 16 of the 24 women who competed in the previous night in the Olympic Open 400 semifinals. So, to put that into perspective, 2/3 of the 400-meter runners she was faster than, and she was doing it with hurdles. That is really impressive. Hurdling is not easy. It is much more difficult than a standard sprint, and she ran it as fast as a standard sprinter. She's also the first woman to win multiple golds in this event. She won it in 2020. She won it again in 2024. 25 years old. She's going to have a chance again in LA 2028. It'll be really, really fun to see that. So good for Sidney McLaughlin-Levrone by 16 years old. She had already rewritten the U.S. high school track history books. She was a teen phenom. Now she is a two-time Olympic gold medalist. And continuing the United States' dominance at hurdles, Grant Holloway, what an Olympics he had, as he takes the gold for the men's. I believe he won the men's in the 110-meter hurdles. Yes, he did. Out of Chesapeake, Virginia, 26-year-old who went to the University of Florida. He won at the 2021 Summer Olympics. He wins again at the 2024 Summer Olympics. Second fastest man in the history of the event. Personal best, 12.81 seconds. He was the favorite going in. And it was not even that close. The United States actually taking silver as well in the event. Daniel Roberts run a 13.09. Holloway ran a 12.99, so Holloway beat him by a tenth of a second. And then it was Jamaica's Rashid Broadbell who wins the bronze. Jamaica has not won many golds in these Olympics. They have won a lot of silver and bronze on the track. And Jamaica is a traditional track powerhouse, as we'll say. So good for them. But the USA, their track dominance this year has been remarkable. You've seen McLaughlin on the hurdles, Holloway on the hurdles. We've seen Noah Lyles winning. We've seen the comeback from Cole Hawker, which we loved. I mean, there's been just so much for Team USA on the track in these Olympics. They've won at some shot put, some discus. I've been really impressed just by the sheer. I mean, we and a lot of gold and silver medals too. United States is a track powerhouse, and these Olympics have proven that. Grant Holloway, though, a really impressive time nonetheless. And he won the semifinal, he won his heat, and of course he was going to. So USA going gold, silver in the men's 110-meter hurdles. Heading over to the pool, the Australian women's water polo team, they get revenge over Team USA, and we talked about it yesterday as the Australian men's team lost to the U.S. men's team in the quarterfinals on shootouts. They were tied 7-7, ends up losing on shootouts by 1. USA wins on the final shot to send themselves into the semifinals for the men's. On the women's side of things, they met in the semifinals. It was a very, very close game. Again, back and forth. Australia, similar to the men's game, Australia did lead for most of the game. The USA was always right there with them. Team USA tied it and headed into the final minutes. It was another shootout. It was very, very reminiscent of the men's game, and I was thinking it would be amazing if Team USA wins twice, for both the men and women against Australia, both on shootouts. That's not what happened. Australia, this time, gets revenge. They win on shootouts, again, by 1. So it was almost the same exact script. Both teams made each of their first 4 shots. Australia blocks the 5th U.S. shot, and in the final shot, Australia makes it, and that is what sent them to Australia. They'll be playing for a medal now. Team USA going home empty-handed in women's water polo. And Australia gets revenge. It's been a fantastic battle between Australia and the USA in both water polo and swimming. We're going to have a bigger video on that. The duel in the pool, it's called, as we talk about that. But good for Australia. They've won a lot of medals at these Olympics. They may add another one in women's water polo because that was a fantastic. I mean, they made all 5 of their shots in the shootout. They looked very, 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 very good. Offensively, they look brilliant. Australia, they're going to have a pretty good shot, I think, at women's water polo as they get their revenge on Team USA. In a rematch from the gold medal game in Tokyo, Team USA defeating Team Brazil in volleyball. They move on to the finals in volleyball. It was a very tight game, but Team USA, they pulled it out. They win sets 1, 3, and 4. Brazil won set 2. It was close. It was close all around, but Team USA getting the job done. And it was a thrilling rematch. I mean, Team USA has some really phenomenal women, and this is the story for Team USA. Obviously, in beach volleyball, they were eliminated. First time ever that Team USA is not going to win a medal in volleyball. In beach volleyball, but they are going to have a chance to win a medal in volleyball. Standard volleyball. They take on Italy on August 11th. That is Sunday. They take on Italy on Sunday in the gold medal match. Sunday, very early on Sunday morning. Should be a really good game. Should be a really fun game. So I was wrong. It was a 5-set. Team USA won sets 1, 3, and 5. Brazil took sets 2 and 4. Avery Skinner was the star. It was a 95% pro-Brazil crowd, according to USA Today. That's crazy. But yeah, it was a really good fight. Team USA had beaten Brazil in the gold medal match in Tokyo, and now they've won it again. So Brazil looking for revenge, and Team USA got the job done. Brazil now playing for bronze. USA has a chance to defend their gold medal against Italy. There was a lot of rallies. It was really impressive. Catherine Plummer had a really good game, the outside hitter. The U.S. lost to China in their first pool game. Ever since then, they've been undefeated. Jordan Lawson, Kelsey Robinson Cook have been kind of out of the starting lineup. Catherine Plummer has been playing a lot more in her first Olympics, and she's been playing very well, as has Skinner. Avery Skinner, just 22 years old, at such an elite level. She's been phenomenal. Brazil had not dropped a set until this game. They had been, not only were they undefeated, they had won 3-0 in every single one of their games. Not anymore. Not anymore. So Team USA, on top of Brazil, they move on to the gold medal match. How about that? The Americans won 25-15 in set 3, 25-23 in set 1. Brazil 25-18 in set 2. Set 4, Brazil winning 25-23. Super, super close. Team USA lost on a net violation. And then in the 5th set, 15-13 was the final for Team USA. Way to go. The Olympic final in soccer is set. France taking on Spain in the finals. What happened? Well, France and Spain have been dominant throughout the tournament. France defeated Egypt 3-1. And the French team is very good. Of course, a team that does not feature Kylian Mbappe. Kind of weird that he's not there, but okay. And an Egyptian team that doesn't really feature anyone that I've ever heard of. So good job to Egypt, honestly, for making it that far. Spain defeating Morocco 2-1. As the Spanish team, led by players such as Sergio Gomez, Juan Miranda, Pau Cubarassi, Samu Omoridian, John Pacheco, Pablo Barrios, they win a 2-1, a really close 2-1 semifinal against Morocco. So that's the gold medal match. It'll be the host country of France against Spain. What's crazy is that the host country, France, they've done a lot. By the way, the women's finals, it is set for tomorrow. Brazil against the United States for the women's. But for the men, it is the United States it is France taking on Germany. So it should be really fun. It should be really exciting. I feel like France will win. I feel like they'll win on their home turf. It would make the most sense for them to win. Perhaps Germany takes the upset. It is interesting, though. I wish we could see Kylian Mbappe out there. Real Madrid, though, because he's playing for Real Madrid, he can't play. Yeah, I would love to see him there, though. It's kind of sad because this isn't the biggest stage for soccer. Obviously, the World Cup is. But I wish we could see the best players there. I wish someone like Messi could be there. Of course, he's getting older, but still. I wish we could see the actual stars instead of, yes, these guys are good. They're elite soccer players. It's not the best of the best. It still should be a good game. I'll be rooting for France. I'm expecting France to win. That's my belief. So American distance swimmer Katie Grimes just pulled off one of the coolest feats that I've ever seen. Katie Grimes is a distance swimmer. She already has a silver medal at these Olympics. So what she has done she just swam in the 10K marathon swim, and she also swam in the pool. So she's done open water swimming, marathon swimming, and standard Olympic pool swimming. So technically, those are two different sports. She's the first American woman to ever do that. And I believe she's the first American in 20 years to compete in multiple disciplines at the Olympics. The multidisciplinary swimmer. She won a bronze medal in the pool. I believe that was in the 1500 or maybe the 800, something like that. But the 18-year-old, she's 18 by the way. She's already been in the Olympics twice. She said swimming in the Seine River was the hardest thing she's ever done. There was a strong current. Obviously, we've heard about the health conditions. She finished 15th with a time of 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 29.6 seconds. But placement's tough in those. The Netherlands' Sharon van Rouwendaal, she rallied late to win the gold. Australia's Moshe Johnson led for pretty much the entire race, ends up losing to win silver. Ginevra Taducci of Italy wins bronze. Rouwendaal, if you guys didn't watch this, Rouwendaal had a crazy comeback. I mean, she chased down Moshe Johnson at the very end. It was very exciting. And Grimes didn't really play a factor into the end. There was a lead group that broke out about halfway through the race. Grimes was up there for a while, but Jimmy, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. But what's cool is that she was able to be part of a multidisciplinary athlete. One of a very rare, I mean, that's a very small group of people who've done that. And you could say, yeah, it's just swimming, but that's a big difference between swimming in a pool and swimming in an open river. At 15 years old, she was there in Tokyo. She won her first medal. She won a silver in the 400-meter medley in Tokyo. She's won 4 individual medals at the last 2 World Championships. She actually did win a bronze in the 10K open water swim last July, which is how she qualified for Paris. Still only 18. She's going to be able to compete in like 3 or 4 more Olympics, most likely. She placed 10th in the 1500-meter freestyle in Paris. It's impressive. So I guess, did she not win a medal in Paris? Maybe she didn't win a medal in Paris. Okay, she did. She did win a silver in Paris, and it was in the medley. The 400-meter individual medley, she won silver. Which, honestly, that makes it even more impressive because it means that not only is she a really good freestyle swimmer, she's also swimming the medley and winning silver at the 400-meter. So she's fast, and she's got the distance. That is so impressive. That is so impressive. Man, I'm blown away. Katie Grimes. How about that? Good for her. All right, you know what time it is. Time to check the medal count. And once again, China. How is China doing this? How is China doing this? 32 gold medals. They lead the gold medal race. Team USA is officially over 100. They have 108 medals. Australia at 18 golds. They're still in a pretty solid third. There's a 3-way tie for fourth now. Japan, France, and Great Britain are all tied. Britain at 57, France at 56. So it is very, very close for who is going to be number 4. Japan at 35. Australia close to their 50th overall medal. South Korea 13, so they still have a chance at sneaking into the top 5. Germany 12, the Netherlands 12. Germany is going to have a chance. They have a soccer game coming up. They could sneak into the top 5. Italy at 11. Canada is now up to 23 gold medals. We've seen now Hungary. Hungary has snuck in. They have now at 14 medals. They had a very good day yesterday. They were at 9 yesterday, now at 14. They're into the double digits. Ukraine is into the double digits with 11. Sweden with 10 is into the double digits. Spain at 14 is into the double digits. Brazil at 16 is into the double digits. So a lot of countries now are getting into the double digits. Kazakhstan has 7 medals. That is impressive. Switzerland is up to 7 now. Greece at 8. Anybody else in the double digits? No. But we are now up to 81, 2, 3, 4, 5. 86 teams have now won medals at these Olympics, including the refugee team, with winning a bronze medal in the men's marathon, I believe. No, the women's middleweight boxing. A bronze medal for the refugee team, so congratulations to them. But a ton of medals being won at these games. And we have seen a lot of new countries getting in the mix, which is pretty cool. Yeah. But China, I want to talk about China. What are they winning these medals at? There was a comment yesterday on Instagram, and there was a medal count, and somebody, the top comment was like this guy who said, what is China keep winning? Like, what sports are they playing? What sports is China winning? They're winning a lot. So they won a few gymnastics. They won artistic swimming. They won athletics. Badminton, they won mixed doubles. Boxing, canoe sprint. Here's where they get them all. Diving. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 gold medals in diving. They were 7 for 8. They only missed 1 of the 8 available medals in diving. And they took silver in that one, which is incredible. BMX biking. And then they win 5 in shooting. Air rifle, 3 positions, rapid fire, air rifle, air pistol. 5 in shooting. China, watch out. They're really good at the shooting sports. They won a couple in swimming. They won 4 in table tennis. I guess that is a sport that's just made for China. Table tennis for the men's and mixed doubles and women's singles. Only women's doubles did not win a gold in table tennis for China. They also winning women's singles in tennis. They won 3 weightlifting medals as well. So China just keeps on racking these gold medals up, it's in a bunch of these kind of random-ish sports. They're not winning all the big sports, but with 7 golds in diving, 5 in shooting, 4 in table tennis, that is where they are getting all of their medals from. 12 medals in swimming, but only 2 of them are golds. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty impressive stuff for Team China. It's like they've picked the random sports and gotten so good at them that nobody else is even trying. Like diving, shooting, table tennis, China is the country for these sports. And kudos to them, they still lead the Team USA. USA wins all the high-profile events, but China, number 1 in gold medals at 32. Like, do you think in China, like, is diving more popular than track and field in China? Like shooting, are they like watching shooting? Like, you know, we have primetime on NBC. We watch gymnastics, swimming, and track in primetime. Is China's primetime like table tennis, shooting, and diving? Like, I guess, but again, they're good at it, so I guess good for them. The Chicago White Sox have fired manager Pedro Grifol following a 21-game losing streak. Grady Sizemore, former big leaguer, is now the interim manager. They will name a permanent replacement when the season is over. White Sox GM Chris Getz says the new criteria for a Sox manager is to be from another organization. They will not consider anyone from their own system. That's interesting. The White Sox have been terrible. They're 28-89. They're on pace to be one of the worst teams of all time. Likely they will lose 120 games. If they probably won't make it to 40 wins this season, which is crazy. Very rare that a team doesn't win 40 games. So it makes sense. Pedro Grifol has not been good. It's been an embarrassment of a season and we knew the White Sox would be bad this year. They've been riddled with injuries, to be fair. Luis Robert has been terrible. They just traded Eloy Jimenez. Moncada's been hurt all season. Robert's been hurt. Everyone's been hurt for the White Sox. So I get it. It's tough, but still, you got to win more than 20% of the time. Pedro Grifol couldn't do it. He's out. Very interesting to see how Grady Sizemore does in his managerial debut. He was a good player back in the day. Not exactly sure, though, if he's going to be able to save this White Sox team. There's not much to save here. It is a burning ship. I don't think he's saving it. I think he needs to save his own face. Just do the best he can. The Phillies continue to roll. The Dodgers continue to stumble. The Phillies winning 9-4. Advancing their record to 68-46. Dodgers falling to 66-49. Still 17 games above 500, but they're clearly now behind Philadelphia in the race for the number 1 seed, and they're still having to fend off Arizona and San Diego in their own division. Ohtani going 0 for 5. Teoscar Hernandez with a double going 1 for 5. Freddie Freeman went 2 for 4 with 3 runs batted in. but it was not enough for the Dodgers, who could only muster up 4 runs against the Phillies pitching staff. The Phillies, to their credit, 9 runs. Kyle Schwarber went 4 for 4 with 3 home runs. A 3 home run day for Kyle Schwarber and the Flying Phils. And yeah, it has been a difficult stretch of play for the Dodgers and a really exciting stretch of play for Philadelphia. Schwarber, 7 runs batted in, 3 runs scored, 4 for 4 with a double and 3 homers. Nick Castellanos went 2 for 2 with 2 doubles. He's up to 23 doubles now. Schwarber's at 27 home runs after that night. Trey Turner went 2 for 5. He continues to hit .308. Kyle Schwarber's having himself a season. He's hitting .261. He's normally a guy who hits like 200, I feel like. Austin Hayes going 0 for 1 at the bottom of the order. And the Dodgers rotation did not pitch very well. Gavin Stone allows 3 earned runs. Joe Kelly allows 3 earned runs. Michael Grove allows 1. And Vesia allowing 2 unearned runs. There was an error from Miguel Rojas, an interference error there. The Phillies continue to fly high. The Dodgers continuing to struggle. Looking at the standings now, the divisional standings in the NL West, this thing's coming down to it. San Diego is now just 2.5 games back. The Diamondbacks 3.5 back. The Dodgers at 66 and 49, still up, but not by much. Philadelphia, meanwhile, their winning percentage back up to .600. They are the best team in baseball, as they have been for most of the year. Although, look out, Baltimore, New York, Cleveland, they're all right there with them.